Oh, we got the Steelers, Pittsburgh. They're going on the road to take on Jason Allen and the Buffalo Bills. The line opened up at -6.5. The total is at 40.5. Injury report for Pittsburgh. We got Watt is probable. He's holding out. His ankle is hurt, but I know he's holding out for his contract. Um, I'm not going to name the IR people because they're on injury reserve. So we just got Watt and Tuitt. Oh, he's on IR. Just Watt. Everybody else is on IR. For Buffalo, we got DT Hester. His back. Fuck, he's on IR. Phillips, the D tackle, is out indefinitely, and everybody else seems to be healthy. A couple actual factual for Pittsburgh. They're 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games. 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games. 10-3 ATS in their last 13 games against Buffalo. 10-3 straight up in their last 13 games against Buffalo. They're 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games when playing on the road against Buffalo. 0-5 ATS in the last 5 games against an opponent from the AFC. 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games played in the month of September. The total has gone over in 4 of Pittsburgh's last 5 games against an AFC opponent. Under in 14 of the last 20 games on the road, but over in 4 of the last 5 games, generally speaking. Pittsburgh at Buffalo -6.5. Total is at 48.5. What you got for me, LJ?
Ooh, I want to hear your spiel first.
All right, cool. I'll take this one. So yesterday or day before yesterday, when we did your show, we picked this division. Actually, we went through both of these divisions, and I said Pittsburgh was going to win this game. Um, Basically because I think they're deep. I think their defense is definitely good enough to win this game. I think they
Mhm.
do good on defense what Buffalo does good on offense, which is Buffalo wants to throw the ball. Pittsburgh's back end in their pass rush is pretty good. But after reevaluating everything, Buffalo being at home, I don't know what I'm going to get in Pittsburgh's offense. I mean, toward the end of the year, well, not even toward the end of the year, for the most part of the year, they were dinking and dunking a lot of their way through the games. I don't know if that's because Big Ben's old and he's hurt, but I know he lost 30 pounds, supposed to be in shape. So maybe they can push the ball, but it's their offensive line which is the problem, and they let Villanueva go to Baltimore, so I don't think their offensive line gotten better. Now they did draft Najee Harris. Hopefully they can run the ball. If they can run the ball, they'll be a pretty good damn football team because we know they're going to play defense. But I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with Buffalo. I don't know how long that defense is going to be able to keep that offense in check. Buffalo's offense is fucking good. Although they're one dimensional, adding Emmanuel Sanders to Stephon Diggs, that's nice to me. I don't know what Emmanuel Sanders has left in the tank. I know he's not a number one, but he's an excellent number two when healthy, if healthy. Um, and Stephon Diggs just blew the top off the defense last year. So they kind of worry me. However, LJ, I think this is way too many points. 6.5 against that defense. I'm going to take the Steelers plus the 6.5. I personally just think it's way too many points. I think Buffalo can win this game. They will be at home. That little small town in Buffalo is going to be fucking rocking. They got a taste of some playoffs last year. Finally know what it feels like to have a good team again. So I know that stadium is going to be jumping. It's going to be good weather in Buffalo early in the season. So I definitely like Buffalo probably to win the game outright. I don't know if they beat this Pittsburgh Steelers team by 6.5. I think that's too many points. I think it's kind of disrespectful to Mike Tomlin and Big Ben. So I like the Steelers plus the 6. I think Najee maybe can't give them a great running game, but I think he's going to give them a respectable running game. And that's really because the offensive line isn't that good. If they were better, I think, because I think Najee was a good pick, and I think he's a can't miss because he can run and catch the ball. He's strong and he's fast. Um, so I think he'll give them a little bit more balance. I just think 6.5. I think a touchdown is too much for a Pittsburgh Steelers team, a good Pittsburgh Steelers team.
I mean, I agree with you. All the things you said, because it does depend on the Steelers' run game. They was worse than the NFL at the run, and
Yeah,
until that changes, they're not going to have much of an offense because Big Ben is not the player that could throw the ball down the field anymore. You know, his arm is completely just dead for the most part. You know, he
You
can
think
dunk.
it's dead, or do you think it
I
was
think it's.
because remember he had elbow surgery last year? So, he was coming off of elbow surgery last year.
Mhm.
So now he lost 30 pounds, a whole complete year removed from the elbow surgery. Do you think he can stretch the ball now, or do you think
No,
he's just old?
I just think he's old, and
Okay.
if they can limit his attempts, they make him get away with it. But they have to run the ball better. I don't know what Najee's going to do. I would have to see it, but the defense, Watt needs to be there though, because he's the anchor.
Watt has to be there.
He
If
has to
Watt's not,
be there.
so let me say this right now before this goes in. If Watt doesn't play, I'm off the game.
Mhm.
If they,
Okay.
if whatever they Watt has going and he doesn't decide to hold out or whatever's going on, if Watt doesn't play, then I'm off that 6.5 because without that pass rush, if you're gonna give Jason, I don't care how good anybody's secondary is, if they're gonna have all day to throw the ball, any good quarterback will pick you apart. Can't cover
Mhm.
forever. So and as good as Michael Fitzpatrick and that defense is on the back end, if they don't have a pass rush, then and they signed somebody to go opposite of
Ingram. They
Watt.
signed Melvin Ingram, right?
Melvin Ingram. Okay, yeah. So I mean that together is going to be, I think, is going to be a formidable pass rush.
Hmm.
Um, but with no Watt, then no chance.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna take the points. Buffalo, they at home, they 91 straight up in their last 10. So I'm not gonna disrespect them like that and don't think they can, hold their home turf. But then all advantages are on the offensive side on Buffalo. They was first in red zone attempts, 4 a game. So you, I mean, out of those, you're gonna score twice and a field goal. I would think, if you get into the red zone 4 times a game, averaging.
You know what pissed me off about Buffalo? What they did or what they didn't do? What pissed me off
Mhm.
about Buffalo? Why don't you go get you a running back, bro? Why
Uh,
not? If you don't draft a running back, why not go get a fucking running back? I don't know what they were ranked in run, but like their run offense fucking sucked. And you had one
like,
of the most prolific pass offenses in the league. Why not go get a Le'Veon Bell or Mark Ingram was available at one point. Kenya Drake from the Cardinals was available at one point.
mhm.
Um, Philip Lindsay. I mean, you why go back with Moss and Singletary? You just did that, and like that's the one thing that y'all just imagine Jason Allen with a play action. Oh my god! I mean, they carved up the league last year, knowing when everyone knew they were going to throw the ball and they can't run the ball. I don't understand. I think it was a failure by the GM or coach to not go and shore up the run game
Maybe we'll see one this year. Who knows?
from the same guys that didn't do it last year.
Hey,
Yeah,
maybe they'll
maybe,
shock you. But they
maybe.
got to fix their run game too, because they averaged like 104 a game and they gave up 123 yards on
Talk
defense.
about
So
Buffalo.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that you can run on them, and but does
that's my thing. I
Pittsburgh?
don't know if Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
That's the
they,
key.
we
Is
have to see if
Pittsburgh
they
going
can
to
take
be able
advantage
to
of
run the
that.
ball? Right.
Well,
If they can run the
we
ball, this 6.5 is gold to me. But if they can't run the ball, yeah, you're
yeah,
not going to be able to dink and dunk the whole game all the
that's
way
too much
through.
pressure on the defense to try to
Too much
hold.
pressure. Josh Allen and the Buffalo go stretch that defense. I just
Yeah,
don't know. They'll get the stops. I think they'll get the stops, but I mean, it's like how much can you count? I mean, you don't want to put how much pressure are you going to put on your defense? I mean, just
yeah,
give
I
them
agree. But
okay.
like you say, we'll wait to see what happens with Watt.
Still week one. Everything right now is against. We're still
These aren't
still
official.
early. I mean, just starting out, man. We're
Yeah,
all
this
we're
ain't
all
official.
guessing right now. I recommend anybody too before we get going, man, because just like with college week one, it's week one. Like, don't go so heavy week
Hmm.
one. Like, I'm not going all in on none of these games, y'all. Like, there's still a lot that we don't know. A lot of stuff we're basing off last year and what minimal looks we saw with the starters in the preseason if they were going against other starters. Got to keep in mind what you saw in the preseason. It could have been ones on twos on the defensive side, or twos on twos, twos on threes, or fours, whatever it may be. So like, we still need to wait a couple weeks before we start going super heavy. One advantage too is though early is the bookies don't know neither, so
Yep.
they know just as I would say they know just as much, but Vegas bookies, I'm sure they have insiders, so they probably know a lot more. That's for sure. So be easy, man. Be
Be
easy.
easy.
Unless you're watching live, I would think for all you big bettors out there, watch a little bit live and get a feel for how the game is going before you jump. That's what I would do. Anything else, I'm making small bets, half unit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of
What's going down, cappers, hustlers, and gamblers? That was another video brought to you by Brothers and Bets. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little bell, bing, so you know you got some more videos coming up. Appreciate it.